Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. I've got a good one for you today. We talk about business news every single day, and right now it's challenge after challenge after challenge. Well, one thing I want you to look at in the economy, and look no further than Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is doing something now that they've never done in the history of Las Vegas. They're having a citywide discount program for 5 days where you can book hotels, you can get stays, you can get things you could never get before. And if you don't think that there's a problem with the economy, you're crazy. If you don't think there's a problem with Las Vegas that is down 11% year over year, gambling is off. Sports gambling is up, but gambling is completely off, and people are not traveling there. You don't have anybody coming from Canada. You don't have anybody coming from Mexico right now. It's completely off right now. And they're attributing this to two things. Yeah, the tariffs, and also the fact that internationally people are having trouble. Now, for the first time ever, they're having a 5-day sale in Las Vegas. Now, you can sit there and say, oh, Dan, I don't like to go to Las Vegas. This should show you how bad everything is. Let's start with Caesar's Palace. The Caesars company is a great company. If you go there and gamble a little bit, they will give you comps, they will give you free rooms, they will give you free meals. There's so much you can get from Caesar's Palace right now. They're having a 50% off room rate in all their hotels. The Cromwell, the Horseshoe, Paris, Flamingo, the Link, Harrah's, and Caesar's Palace. So that's crazy, guys. They've never done this. Oh, you want free valet parking? We're going to throw that in too. The idea with this is you don't have to stay this week. You can book it this week for a later date. The next one is the Circa Hotel, which is fantastic. It is an adults-only hotel. They check everybody's ID. I don't care if you're 80 when you walk in the door. They check your ID walking in, and it's crazy. Think about this. 2-night stay, $400. They will give you $100 in gambling credit. They will give you $100 in food credit. Plus, they will give you a stay at what they call Stadium Swim, which is that it has professional bikini chicks out there. It has all the games out there. It is in adult fantasy land outside. You can get that for $400 right now. It is unbelievable. So 4 seasons, up to $500 in hotel credit if you book a room. Fontainebleau, 20% off, and $50 daily food credit. Golden Gate Hotel, $200. All-in price includes a $100 dining credit at the steakhouse and a 2-night stay. Golden Nugget, downtown. No resort fee, $50 in free stuff. MGM Resorts, up to 50% off. Excalibur, MGM Grand, all their other hotels. Mandalay Bay, everything. Up to 25% off at the Aria and $100 in daily credit. The list goes on and on and on. Sahara, South Point, the D, the Strat, Venetian. The point is, guys, is that people are not spending money on vacations. This has been a dismal summer for Vegas, which goes to the point of, well, you think winter's going to be good? This is the season, guys. It's going to slow down. It's going to get worse. They have nothing coming up other than Formula One. Yeah, you've got the Backstreet Boys and certain concerts, and they had the Wizard of Oz movie coming out that, a friend of mine wanted to go to that, and they wanted to charge them $600 for a ticket to go see a movie. So craziness. But guys, this goes to show you how bad everything is right now. And I was so blown away by everything that they were offering. I had to share this with you guys because it's never happened before. And they're talking about how this should be the thing that could spur the end of the year and make it busier. I don't think it's going to do it, guys. I really don't. So, international tourism is down 13%. Occupancy is down 15%. The local economy. Here's the thing. I had a girlfriend that lived in Las Vegas, and she was a pro at this. She could sit there, and when you live locally, they want to invite people like her out, and she would do things like, hey, spend $25 in the casino, meaning gamble, and we will give you a $50 food credit and up to $50 in free slot play. Now, she'd go there, and sometimes it would be $25, $30, $50, but she'd get free food. Hey, I'm going to go eat I'm going to go to the Silverton and go to the Chinese place and get Chinese food. What do you want? And she had it down, absolutely had it down. But right now they're saying the local, tourism is off completely. These people are not taking advantage of this. There are discounts. And I was with her and I'd be like, hey, I want a free blender too. No, you don't qualify because you don't live here. So I'm telling you guys, you haven't seen anything yet with this, but this goes to show you just how bad it could be. Now, what's causing this? They're saying the high cost to consumers, travel expenses, people's changing habits. No, people's changing habits are they're broke. They don't have any money left over at the end of the week to go to Las Vegas. So, many jobs in hospitality are being done with. Now, the big beautiful bill, one thing I found was you're going to be able to write off your tips. You're going to be able to write off that overtime. Everything that they talked about, you're going to be able to do this. And the IRS just issued all the rules and how that's going to be calculated. So it's a very exciting time. So the people that have this stuff, you're going to be able to benefit from this. That's absolutely going to happen. So, upcoming events and conventions right now, they're saying the seasonality and the spikes of sporting events and different things are not making a difference right now. So, the fabulous 5-day sale, first citywide sale ever. I'm telling you guys, if you want to go to Las Vegas, it's really cheap right now. There are stuff there that you could never get ever, ever, ever. And that Circa hotel is worth, looking at. Geez, that's free compared to that. $400, you get $200 free to walk into Stadium Swim during the day. Last time when I took my buddies there, it was $40 a person to do that. So, just it's absolutely huge. The warning signals in the economy, with declining visitation. And the one thing I've told you guys is all the problems that you see when it comes to travel. I always talk to the cab drivers. I talk to the valets. I talk to the bellmen. And what do you see? What is going on? Normally you'd have a company bring out 5 people. They're bringing out 1 person, and that's it. And then they're limiting his budget. So you're seeing less money being spent. And people don't have the money for the concerts. You can still get tickets for the Eagles right now between now and the end of the year. That is amazing to me because it was such a good show. And the Sphere is absolutely an amazing place to see something like that. So this is the beginning, guys. This is the beginning of the problems. But, you think you're living through difficult times. It's happening to all of us right now. And, I love this. I think that this has just been great information, to say the least. But read all the stories below because there's just a ton of it. There's 5.8 million people that have student loans that are behind right now, and they're cracking down on this. They're cracking down on having people pay these and get them worked out. I'm telling you this right now because I've helped people. I've seen it firsthand. That is the easiest thing to work out. You can call them. You can have payments put off. You can make deals. I can only afford $100 this month for the next 6 months. And I'd say 9.5 times out of 10 will bend right now. If you ignore them and they send you to collection, you're finished. You're done. Your credit is done. You're just absolutely, completely kablooey. All these luxury apartments are still going up around Las Vegas. There's a hotel called the Durango, which was a total success. It's off the strip, but it's owned by the Station Casino brand, but it's a different casino. It's really nice, but it's owned and it's operated differently where they have windows in the casino. You can be inside gambling and look outside and see daylight. They don't lock you in. It's really a cool experience, but they're building, hundreds of apartments across the street from that. So that's one thing, So I really, I got a kick out of this because you're seeing more and more problems with this. Big question people keep asking me is about property taxes around the country. One scam that happened 2 years ago in Texas was people would go buy a new house and they would base the property taxes on raw land for the first year. Okay, well, you have a house on it now. So the property tax would go up, $10,000 the first year, and people were dead broke. They did everything they could to get in the house, and now they were stuck. I had multiple people write me about that, and I had multiple stories sent to me about that. But I found a great um, map of the country and shows what everybody's paying for property taxes around the country. So that's very, very cool. So, you know, homeowners insurance is a big problem. You know, that's something that it's just not a deal no matter where you're at. I mean, it's an absolute scam. The thing about this that you have to look at is if you get some obscure company, you have to look if they pay their claims or not. So you got to do a little research on that. One thing that we're seeing here in Southern California too, because it's a resort area, is that people are getting themselves geared to have a slower, it's going to be a bigger downturn than normal after summer ends. So we're seeing that in the beach communities. I love this time of year, guys, here in California, just because you can go down to the beach and it is just, you can find a place to park. You can go to the restaurants. You don't have, an hour wait to do stuff because the tourists are not there. So that's a good thing, guys. But this Vegas thing, you know, you're going to sit there and you're going to see crackdown on crime. There's a huge homeless problem in Vegas. And if anybody's been there, you know that. And they're cracking down on crime. They want to have, they're asking for the feds to come there and clean this up. The one thing that you have, the next big thing is the Formula One race in November. And you've got an international clientele that's going to come out. Now, here is the thing about this. Last year, the Formula One was not, 2 years ago, the race was moot because Max had already won the Formula One championship. So the race was just, isn't this nice to see this race? Well, right now, it's kind of up in the air right now. So, it's interesting to see if this will be a big deal or not. It's going to be interesting to see if they give deals on hotels and tickets. The price for Formula One is very expensive. The thing about Formula One that's very cool is when you buy a ticket, they give you food. So you're not eating hot dogs, guys. They have steak and shrimp and things like that. And they have food areas, chicken and pizza and tacos. And I mean, it's real food when you go to these places. So it'll be interesting to see if this sells or not. But, the Miracle Mile shops are offering discounts too. To go along with the 5-day deal, the Miracle Mile shops have said, hey, we're going to start offering some wild incentives between now and next week. So, again, will this make a big difference? Who knows? One thing that's funny is there's all these sites that you can bet on, and Kalshi is a site. And what they do is they have different things that they talk about, and they say, oh, we're not a gambling site. Well, the Fed stepped in and said they were a gambling site. So, take a look at that. Take a look at everything. But guys, the economy and everything that you're experiencing right now is happening to all of us. Food is too expensive when we go out. It's too expensive to purchase gas. It's too expensive to have your car worked on. If you need tires, they're outrageous, guys. And I am telling you this right now from somebody who's having his car worked on right now as we speak. You've got to sit there and do an ounce of research and find out, what can be done. One thing that was really good is my brother said, hey, go buy one of those readers and put it in your car yourself and have it tell you what's wrong with the car. So when I took the car in, the car got towed in. I told him, oh, that's great. Okay, we'll fix it. Still, I trust my mechanic, but still, you don't want to get taken advantage of. You only charged $5 more than you have to. So let me know what you think about this. Look at all the stories below. It's not that you're going to Las Vegas. It's that travel, tourism is off. People don't have the extra money right now to do anything fun. We've talked about all these amusement parks. We've talked about everything that's happening right now in all of our lives that, cost too much money. And I am the first one to tell you to save money every chance you get. Don't waste money. Don't spend it on things you don't need. We're seeing here in Southern California, you're seeing all this ads for Halloween. You're seeing Thanksgiving ads. You're seeing ads for Christmas already. And I was joking about, when I ran into Santa, people were filming their Christmas card the other day. This is the beginning of this, guys. They're trying to get people to spend money. I've talked to managers at Home Depot, managers at Walmart, and they're going to bring less product in than normal, and they hope it sells out. Okay? They hope so. But do you need an ornament in front of your house? The big, scary, skeleton, that's $500. Who needs that, guys? Who needs it? So let me know. Take a look at all these discounts, because I mean, guys, I'm telling you, here's the thing. If you want to take advantage of ever a sale like this, I get offered things. Hey, Dan, we want you to come and stay here, but you got to do it between now and September. Oh, I can't do September, guys, but I can do February 1st. Oh, we can't do that. How about January? Okay, you got it. Guys, ask. Just ask. Ask, because it's these deals are out there, and the hotels want you there. They want you to fly. I don't know the airfare, if it's going to be reasonable or not, but if you book your flight early enough, you can always save money. So let me know what you think about all this. Hit the like button, subscribe. But this is symbolic of what is going on with the economy in your own neighborhood. Don't forget that, okay? You want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com, and I'll see you very soon.